Hello, everybody. This is Greg Stewart, and welcome to the Greg Stewart Show. Thank you for listening, tuning in, subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you do so, especially after this interesting podcast today, which we're going to talk about: are you a side piece or are you a future girlfriend, possibly wife to this man? So I have a client. She's been with me for a couple years, and she first came to me with some doubts. And her doubt came into the form that she was worried about the guy she's with, who she felt madly in love with, that he's never really going to leave his relationship. She feels he makes excuses, but then he connects with her and he always says the right things, and she's right back to square one. I guess it is going to happen. So how this turns to be is that she owns a company, and their company provide lawyers with work. And so he's an attorney that basically works for her company, and he does very well thanks to her company, and she is the owner of her company. So they are both comfortably well off. Anyway, he's a flirter, but primarily she's the main woman in the office, so she doesn't have to compete with flirting with him with any other person. So it goes back and forth. One thing led to another after drinks one day, after a case. And so drinks turned to ooh la la, infidelity. And then he said, I am married. And she says, I am married too. Her relationship is a little different. She says her husband knows, even before you got into the picture, he knows that we're no longer in love. And now basically we're in the process eventually of getting divorced. So he utilized this. He says, okay, well, I am with a woman that I don't really care for, but I have a couple of kids. Well, I have a kid in high school and the other one is grown and in college. So once my son goes to college, I am then going to divorce his mother. So there was kind of like a rapport there. So this went on for several months. Eventually, she would say, well, it's getting close to the end of the school year. Is your son going to be going to college? And she already had the paperwork going that she said, just to let you know, my husband and I are going to be divorcing real soon. Now, I'm not expecting you to jump from one marriage to the other, but that was my hope, she said. But I didn't put that kind of pressure as long as I knew we were going to be exclusive. So he said, yeah, I definitely see this happening, and I'm really excited about it. So he kept the ooh la la, he kept it all under wraps. The husband doesn't know who she's with, but he could feel the energy that his wife is with someone else. But again, they have the understanding that he's moving out and he's getting divorced. So he's trying to separate himself anyway. Meanwhile, now the son finishes high school, and she said, so did he pick his college? She's trying to be very supportive. And he said, yeah, he's going to go local so he doesn't have to dorm, and he's going to stay here. So she says, what does that mean for us? And he says, well, he's going to need my support, but he's going to do this in a community college for 2 years because his grades wasn't where they needed to be. And then he's going to bounce to a better college in reference to, part of, I guess, a bigger college, if you will. And it will be out of state. And when that does happen, then you can count that we will be together. So at this point, she's furious. She's like, I don't know. And she separates herself for a bit, but her heart is hurting. And we're talking in therapy many times. What do? I emphasize the power of the red flag. I emphasize that this person has no consequences. Every time he butters you up, makes love to you, makes you feel something you've never argued. Whenever you got mad, he always said the right things. He never showed you a dark side. And this is also what she loved about him, is that he just had a way of articulating his words. He is a lawyer. He knows how to utilize certain languages. So now he would still see her and she would have to see him. She would try to separate it, say, I'm going to avoid him. I need to move on. If he's not serious, I need to move on. But he would say the cutest things. And then I didn't see her for 2 or 3 weeks. She'd come in, I'm sleeping with him again. But only because he told me he loves me and it guarantees me that in 2 years, when his son finishes the community college, it's a done deal. You stuck by me this long. You know I love you. Please, please, please don't break up with me. Don't leave me. I need you. I love you. Come to find out, as we're talking, I emphasized, out of all of the firms that you work with, his particular company, which he is an employee actually for a firm, but he does very well with that company, but their bread and butter is her. So he has to keep the peace. He has to keep the peace because not only is he going to lose a booty call, but he's also going to lose a big client for his firm, which is what comes next. So she said, look, if you really love me, you'll stick, with me, but I'm going to find someone else in your firm to work with. And he said, well, how does that fit with me? I do love you. But she goes, but you're not getting, I'm not feeling, a year has gone by. Your son is in the community college. I told you, just give me one more year. This is happening. We're going to move in together. Life is going to be amazing. Who knows from there? I could definitely see, if I do marry again, I could definitely see you being the woman that I would marry. And I'm hoping to marry. That buttered her up some more. So at this point, same roller coaster, the same emotions, the same connection. And again, there's some doubt, but she's counting the days. She told me she's counting the days that I'm going to be in this man's life exclusively. And again, it's not for security in reference to finances. They both do very well, but she's fallen in love. She wants to have this relationship with this man. But again, red flags. If there's no consequences, if she only stuck to her guns to see if this man really loves me, by saying, okay, you know what? I need to push back. I need to hire that other guy in your firm to get away from you. And if we're meant to be, all will gel again. She didn't do that. So he's seen that. So he can deal with a little bitching and moaning because he has enough leverage, and we only do things that benefit us and get motivated by if there's enough leverage. So once again, this did not happen. Time went by. It's now a month before this person is supposed to bounce into another school, and he was. And he said, look, my son is really going through a lot. Here was the excuse now. I don't have a date for you, but I don't want us to lose each other. And therefore, he is going to transfer to another college, but I can't do this to him. He's on his way. I can't put the pressure. No one in our household knows about us. She's more like a roommate, my wife, but no one knows about us. So therefore, if I go now and emphasize I've been seeing someone for the last 3 years, and that, now I'm going to divorce your mother, which outside of us looking like roommates and living separate lives to a sense, but there's no real static pressure or otherwise, how do I come out to my son and say this? She's furious at this point. I cannot believe that you've done this to me, that you've led me on, that you've made all these promises only again to do this to me. And so finally she says that was the last straw. She cut her ties from the firm, and she's now disassociated with this person. He tried sweet nothing. He tried to butter the deal again to get back. She did end up keeping that company, that firm, but she never works with him. She emphasized, I don't want him. They have their guesses of why, but she goes, professional. We're going to keep it like this, but I just don't want him in this office, because they worked hand in hand. Their office was almost exclusively connected to this place of business. So she said, you have other branches. If you want to keep this contract, you get him out of here. So kudos to her that she had the strength, but what did it take? We only change in this world for 2 reasons, and 2 reasons only: to get out of pain or to get into some form of pleasure. Finally, she put herself through so many years of pain, hoping that the pleasure principle was going to be so good eventually that she invested 3 years of her life only to break her heart and hurt. So she realized this is too painful rather than good. I need to break away. And that's what she did. And she's never looked back since. We speak now, and she does work, and she has a happier life. She's still single, but she has no more feelings in reference to that situation. So how does something like this affect you? What do you think about this? Now, a lot of people say, you know what? Why did she hang on there? Why do we hang on When we keep getting gaslit, when we keep hearing things, you're going to be the one. And that's it right there. You're going to connect again when everything is good. Remember, when you're not living together, you're not seeing what that person's wife is seeing with this man. So you see a different mask, just like he sees a different mask with her. But when you're together, it's like brand new. It's exciting. We're doing something that we shouldn't be. And so one falls in love, then the other one falls in lust, and they also have a benefit of the business. I'm making money. I'm stringing her along. How many other women were you doing this to, though? Well, you're doing this to because you clearly did not care about your wife. So this is what she's gone through. Hopefully, if you are in a situation like this video helps you to say, okay, you know what? If they don't reach out right then and there, if they don't make a switch right then and there, and they make excuses like this, your love just isn't strong enough for them to move forward with, especially when they could have their cake and eat it too this long. What's the reason to? Especially if I can't string you along, what's the reason to? Again, there's no consequences. So people only make changes if their consequences are powerful enough to hurt them so they could say, okay, I have to do this because I don't want to lose. So he was more basically hurting inside, not about her, but about the loss of the firm and almost losing his job and also being demoted. So in the end, he now is angry with her because, which is good in her case because it keeps him away from her, because he got demoted and put into another branch. But he also, you play, you pay. And that's exactly what happened. So this is Greg Stewart for the Greg Stewart Show. I hope this was helpful in reference to what to look for when someone says they love you but is gaslighting you just to get what they want. And that's exactly what happened here. Until next time, please again, like, subscribe, share, comment, and I will see you next time. Have a great day or evening, wherever you may be.